Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kiki coming to you to send nothing but love, peace, and positivity your way. Hope your Saturday went well. I know mine was chill. I wanted to come on real quick because I was doing some deep reflecting and was kind of thinking over my life. And when you get my age and when your life start to kind of slow down a little bit, your kids are older and you're kind of halfway where you need to be to kind of just actually sit down and think. You're going to find yourself thinking a lot, especially about your past and your upbringing and things you learned, good and bad. So I want to say that I know in my videos, I speak a lot about all of my trauma, childhood trauma and challenges of being, an adult and dating and married and all that stuff. And I would say, before you sit down and really be hard on yourself and complain about the things you went through, I need you to understand that your trials and tribulations, your challenges was put in place to make you stronger. It's much like the things that Jonah and Whale story went through. I'm gonna use that for an example because I know a lot of Christians out there, they want to be noticed too. So Jonah went through a lot after God told him to go to a specific place and he refused to do so. And so he went through a lot of challenges, from being in one city and having issues there and trying to give this noise time to go by. Okay, so he was being disobedient. He wasn't supposed to go to a specific place and he decided to go to another place. But then he ended up in the whale's mouth for so many days. Okay, you probably just have to pull up the story Jonah and Whale if you're not familiar with it. I'm not trying to go into a lot of details and try to preach and quote scripture from verbatim. All right, I'm just trying to give you an idea of the moral of the story. So when he went through all of that, eventually he decided to kind of accept his situation. Not really give up on life, but just accept it for what it was. And he decided to go with the flow and then become, obedient and then do what he was supposed to do or whatever God asked him to do. And so I like to look at my situation in the same way, except, of course, we cannot survive in a whale's mouth. But the thing is, I really hated the way things was when I was growing up. But now, when I look back today, I kind of say, you know what? I am grateful. I am grateful to be here, be alive, be well enough to be able to tell this story. And hopefully I can get someone else to appreciate their trials and tribulations. Not that I'm looking for pity or not that I'm looking for somebody to be like, oh, I'm not trying to play victim. I mean, I was a victim, so I'm out of that. So I'm in a better space and a better place now in life. So when I experienced abandonment from my mother, because that's what I did experience once upon a time in my life, and that was when we were actually leaving Miami and moving to Jacksonville, and I was put in different situations where I had to figure things out on my own when I really needed an adult or I needed my mom the most. And because I wasn't able to get the right kind of help, I kind of just went along with the flow and figured it out. But that's kind of what helps me appreciate solitude today. If I did not go through, why everybody motor gotta sound like a lawnmower? Jeez. And this is a car sounding like a motorcycle. I don't know why that is such a cool thing for some people. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, that's my goal. My goal is to work on a nice big enough house so I can have me a studio and I can do my recordings without having to go through this. But I hope that you can still hear me and take whatever you can from what I'm saying. Now, back to what I was saying. My abandonment issues or my abandonment wounds from when I was younger helped me learn to detach from toxicity. So today, I am very comfortable with peace and quiet. I am comfortable with not having to argue, not having to deal with anxiety, messing up my nervous system, worrying about whether somebody is playing on my top or playing in my face. So my abandonment issues did set me up for moments like these. Okay. I appreciate the fact that not that I'm happy that I experienced SA or any type of, molestation from, sick-minded men and young boys, but it helped me now recognize who is safe to be around. Like, it helps me know how to better protect my daughters, because yes, I do have 3 girls, and I've did all I could to keep them in a stable situation where I don't have to worry about bringing different men in and having to worry about whether they are safe to be around or not, or being around male cousins that have toxic issues or addictions, and then then they have to walk around with inner wounds, because a lot of people don't want to face it. When you become an adult, that childhood wound still follows you. Even if you feel like, man, fuck that was when we were young, I'm over it. No, it does not work that way, because your decisions and a lot of the things you do as an adult is a reflection of either your upbringing and the experiences you dealt with in your upbringing, or your traumatic experiences. Now, how I know, not because I'm a licensed therapist or a counselor, but because I have been in the situation, and sometimes you got to experience it to know the outcome. So just realize that, when you start thinking that you got to beg for somebody to stay in your life, or you have to try to convince somebody to stay in your life, or you got to try to break somebody's relationship up just so you can get that man or that woman to stay with you, that is a reflection of some type of childhood situation. Either you were rejected when you were younger, or you was pretty much neglected. And wow, it's a coincidence. Those 2 words rhyme, and that's not really... All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to come on and say to you guys real quick. Just understand that, I have been through some hard shit that most people probably would not survive. When you go through situations from kindergarten, like I remember my traumas from kindergarten, and through each year that I have been growing up as a child, I remember every experience vividly well. And then I remember a lot of things that I wish that I can forget. But I just take my trauma and then I work on healing. You cannot heal in a lot of chaos. If you are with an unhealed partner, you will not be able to heal. I'm just telling you that straight up. I'm not out here trying to break up relationships, but I'm just letting you know, because you can't heal in a lot of arguments. You can't heal in a lot of drama. You cannot heal in that kind of environment. So if you are trying to sit down in peace and journal, or you're trying to ground yourself in peace in a quiet area, and somebody is paranoid and trying to accuse you of something, or you constantly got your phone and a whole lot of body counts calling you and trying to get your attention, you cannot focus and survive in that kind of environment. It's not going to be any healing that takes place. I don't know why that was happening to me. So I just want you to understand that healing requires meditation. It requires deep thought. It requires a peaceful environment. You cannot heal. Now don't come at me, but I'm gonna be straight up. This is what the download came to me. This is from heaven. You cannot heal in a church full of screaming, shouting, drooling out the mouth, wigs shaking, skirts flopping and dropping, loud drum music, organ music playing crazy and loud, and the pastor screaming to the top of his lungs. You cannot heal in that type of environment. You cannot heal in that type of environment. When somebody is singing beautifully and doing the worship and praise, that is not going to heal your childhood wounds or your adult wounds. I'm just telling you, it's not going to work. That's just a temporary, entertaining, feel-good moment until your ass leave up out that church and have to face reality outside in the world. So, yeah, I'm just bringing the truth. And I'm sorry if it sounds harsh. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I really try not to be. But see, when you grow up in a household full of hardcore, man, let me tell you, growing up in a household where there's crackheads and there's alcoholics and there's narcissistic people, it creates some type of stone feeling in you. And it's like because I've been in situations where I'm being sarcastic, or somebody's being sarcastic with me because they didn't get a fix that day, or somebody's being sarcastic and short with me because they're going through a alcoholic withdrawal and they need to hurry up and get their hands on some more alcohol, or they don't have enough money to go get alcohol. So I've been in environments where there was a lot of toxicity, and unfortunately some of that did rub off on me. Now I am so lucky that I'm able to catch it in time enough and face it and change it. See, some people don't do that. They know, oh man, yeah, I came from the hood and I got hood in me, and then they just, that's it. You got hood in you. You okay with fighting, doing some crime ass shit, getting locked up, and then repeating. You get out and you repeat, and that's the cycle that some people are cool with. But I don't like being stuck in any type of repeated cycle, whether it's being with narcissistic people and learning their traits. I don't even want to be a part of that. Or being okay with men that run game and lie and take advantage of women, love and kindness, or women that take advantage of, men that's really trying to be genuine in there, or even elderly people. I don't even want to associate myself with that. So that's why I speak out about it, because I feel like, my trauma and my situations that I experienced and what I observed and witnessed just helped me want to be better, because I know what it feels like to hurt. I know what it feels like to cry. I know what it feels like to get whoopings when it wasn't even necessary. And then when you go in another room, you got a perverted cousin or uncle. I know what it feels like being in a house of horror. And I just would not wish that on anybody. So when I know that there's a better way to live and exist in this world, I'm going to help. If you trust me, I am willing to offer that help and guide you to a better peace of mind. But you cannot live in fear. You cannot ask for help and be living in fear, because that's going to slow up the progress. That's going to block your blessings. You cannot say, oh, well, if I stop going to church, then people going to look at me sideways, or my parents going to cut me off, or it's going to destroy my relationship. Or because see, what happens is when you start to go through your spiritual awakening, it requires you to grow. And you can't grow being in the same shit, doing the same crazy stuff, working at the same job around the same toxic people. You cannot grow in situations like that. So it's going to require you to sacrifice some things. And let me tell you, when I made my affirmations and my meditations and my rituals of change, when you start tapping in and stuff like that, you got to be ready for it. See, the thing is, when we start praying, we just kind of do it in a surface level way. Like, man, Jesus, send me a good man that's going to treat me right. No, you got to really go in details. Okay, because he can send you a man with some health issues and missing teeth and don't have a choice but to treat you right because nobody else want to take care of him. Or, a man that have lazy syndrome, don't want to do shit and want you to do all the work. So you got to be very careful on how your words speak spells into existence, because sometimes you can't back away once it happened. See, I told you, one of my manifestations and one of my rituals, I asked the Most High to remove everyone that does not mean me well. And here I am today, solo. Now I was thinking, okay, maybe it might move. Maybe that cousin that always hated on me was jealous because, she out of shape and hating on me because of my little shape, and I don't even feel like I'm in shape. Or maybe that cousin that was a pervert, and I thought it was gonna be like that, but damn, the Most High cleared that slate. They did some work within me. Because see, what will happen is if the Most High is trying to bless you with something bigger and better, a better man, a bigger house, why would they set you up for something like that for you to bring bullshit up in it? Why would he want to set you up for a good man if you ain't heal yourself and you run that man away? Why would he set you up with a nice car if you got your cousin Pookie them riding out in your car while you at work tearing it up? So I'm just saying, just appreciate your lessons and appreciate the fact that there is medicine that can heal you. And I'm not talking about westernized medicine. When you go through childhood issues or trauma, those are wounds, but there are ways you can heal those wounds. okay? And sometimes it's going to require more than going to church. I'm sorry to say. It's going to require more than you taking depression medicine, drinking alcohol, sexing it away, smoking it away, eating it away, sitting in the therapy office and doing paper homework. It's going to take a lot more than that. It's your mindset. And if you walk around in fear, or you always having doubt, or you trying to fight against change, then you just going to stay where you are. And you can't blame anybody else but yourself. You can't complain about the job you on because you decided to stay on that job because of fear. There's many times when I was like, oh my God, why did I sign up for this school? The children crazy, the teachers acting crazy, the principal acting crazy, the parents acting crazy. What did I sign up for? But I can't leave because I ain't gonna have no money to pay my rent. Man, I said, fuck this shit one day, and I got up. And I didn't know what I was gonna do and how I was gonna make more money, but I got up and I was like, no, y'all are not finna break me down. Y'all not finna have me look like this teacher that's 30 years old and she got thinning hair and bags under her eyes every day. Oh no, y'all ain't finna do me like that. So that's, and no offense to those who got medical issues with thinning hair, but I'm just saying stress will change your whole look and make you look older than you really are. So it's not just the drinking, it's not just the smoking, it's actually stress. Because it works through your nerves, and you got nerves running through your body, and that's all a part of having energy. And if your energy is connecting with a whole lot of low, gossiping, cheating ass, conniving ass people, then you're changing your whole look. So I'm gonna leave that here because I gotta go ahead and get gas and get my daughter from the basketball court. And until next time, I will be in touch. Remember, I love you, and definitely look in the mirror and make sure you say your affirmations, and definitely love yourself. Peace out. Let y'all get a little sneak peek of my daughter out here with all these boys on the basketball court. But she's determined. That's her with the yellow on. She getting them threes up.